The three Stoic controls that made Marcus Aurelius unbreakable. What if almost everything you're trying to control is the reason you've lost your peace? Think about it. How much of your day is spent worrying about things that have never truly belonged to you? Other people's opinions, the future, the economy, your reputation, the decisions someone else might make, the outcome of situations you cannot possibly predict. You tell yourself that if you think about them long enough, if you prepare enough, if you worry enough, you'll finally feel in control. But has that ever happened? Or has it only made your mind heavier? The strange truth is that the harder most people try to control life, the less control they actually feel. They become anxious about the future, frustrated by other people, exhausted by circumstances they cannot change. Without realizing it, they spend their lives fighting battles that were never theirs to fight. Marcus Aurelius understood this better than almost anyone in history. He ruled the most powerful empire on earth. Every day he faced war, political betrayal, disease, economic uncertainty, the weight of millions of lives resting on his decisions. Yet the greatest lesson he ever discovered had nothing to do with leading Rome. It had everything to do with leading himself. Because Marcus Aurelius realized something that most people never do. A man becomes unbreakable the moment he stops trying to control everything and starts mastering the few things he actually can. That realization transformed the way he faced criticism, failure, fear, pressure, even death itself. More than 2,000 years later, that same discovery remains just as powerful. Not because the world has become easier, but because human nature has not changed. We still lose sleep over things outside our control. We still give our peace away to people who have never earned it. We still allow temporary events to decide our emotional lives. The Stoics believed this happened for one simple reason. Most people spend their entire lives protecting the wrong things. Marcus Aurelius protected only three Stoic controls that no one could ever take away from him. Three controls that allowed him to remain calm while everything around him was uncertain. Three controls that can completely change the way you respond to stress, criticism, uncertainty, and adversity. Master these three controls, and very little in life will ever have the power to break you. Because becoming unbreakable has never been about controlling the world. It has always been about controlling yourself. The first control is also the one most people unknowingly surrender every single day. Control your attention before you can control your emotions. You must learn to control something even more powerful: your attention. Every emotion begins with attention. You cannot become angry about something you never noticed. You cannot become anxious about something your mind never focused on. You cannot become discouraged by an opinion you never gave importance to. Attention is the doorway through which every emotion enters your life. Most people never realize this. They wake up in the morning and immediately surrender their attention to whatever demands it first. A notification, a headline, an argument on social media, someone else's success, someone else's criticism. Hour after hour, they allow the outside world to decide what deserves space inside their minds. Then they wonder why they feel overwhelmed. Marcus Aurelius understood that attention is never neutral. Whatever repeatedly captures your mind slowly shapes your character. In Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 6, Paragraph 8, he reminds himself that the mind becomes colored by the thoughts it continually entertains. Think carefully about those words. Your mind becomes colored by what it repeatedly pays attention to. If your attention constantly feeds on outrage, your character slowly becomes restless. If it feeds on comparison, peace becomes almost impossible. If it feeds on fear, every challenge begins to look larger than it truly is. Your attention is not simply observing your life. It is quietly creating it. Imagine your attention as the gatekeeper standing at the entrance to your mind. Every day, thousands of thoughts ask to come in. Some deserve a place, most do not. The strongest man is not the one who can think about everything. He is the one who knows what is not worth thinking about. That is why Marcus Aurelius guarded his attention so carefully. He knew that once attention was captured, judgment would soon follow, and once judgment changed, so would his emotions. Tonight, ask yourself a simple question. What has earned my attention today? Not what demanded it. There is a profound difference. One is a conscious choice. The other is unconscious surrender. Every time you deliberately choose where your attention rests, you strengthen the foundation of emotional freedom. Because your attention is the gatekeeper of your character. Protect it wisely. But even perfect attention cannot protect you if you misunderstand what happens after an event enters your mind. That is where the second control begins. Not with the event itself, but with the meaning you choose to give it. Control your judgment. Imagine two men standing in exactly the same situation. Both receive the same criticism. Both experience the same failure. Both hear the very same words. Yet one walks away calm. The other spends the entire night replaying the moment in his mind. What made the difference? Not the event, the judgment. This was one of the greatest discoveries of Stoic philosophy. Events do not automatically create suffering. The meaning we assign to them does. Epictetus expressed this truth with remarkable clarity when he taught that people are disturbed not by events themselves, but by the judgments they form about those events. Marcus Aurelius practiced this lesson every single day. In Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 8, paragraph 47, he reminds himself that if something causes pain, it is not the thing itself that disturbs the mind, but the judgment we choose to attach to it. That changes everything. Because if judgment creates suffering, judgment can also create freedom. Think about the last time someone criticized you. The words lasted only a few seconds, perhaps less than a minute. Yet how long did you continue repeating them inside your own mind? Hours? Days? Even weeks? The criticism ended. Your judgment kept it alive. Now imagine another situation. You fail at something important. Most people immediately tell themselves a story. I am not good enough. I always fail. I will never recover from this. Notice what happened. The event was failure. The judgment became identity. That is where unnecessary suffering begins. Marcus Aurelius refused to let temporary events define permanent truths about himself. Instead, he asked a different question. What is the most reasonable way to see this? Not. What is the most emotional way to see this? Reason creates clarity. Emotion without reason often creates distortion. This does not mean ignoring pain. It means refusing to exaggerate it. Pain often arrives in seconds. Suffering is what we continue creating afterwards. Every difficult moment places two choices before you. You can react to the event, or you can examine your judgment. That pause changes everything. Because the moment you examine your judgment, you reclaim your freedom. And once your attention and your judgment are no longer controlling you, only one thing remains. The decision that ultimately shapes your character. Your response. Control your response. There is one thing that no one can ever take from you. Not your money, not your reputation, not your success, not even your circumstances. Only one thing remains completely yours. Your response. Life will always surprise you. People will disappoint you. Plans will fail. Opportunities will disappear. Criticism will arrive without warning. Loss will eventually visit every life. None of those things ask for your permission, but your response always does. This was the final control Marcus Aurelius refused to surrender. He knew he could not command the world. He could only command the man standing inside it. In Meditations of Marcus Aurelius, Book 5, paragraph 20, he reminds himself that the obstacle itself is never the end of the journey. What matters is the way reason chooses to meet it. That is where true strength is born. Most people believe character is built during easy seasons. It is not. Character is revealed when your plans collapse, when someone insults you, when fear tells you to quit, when failure whispers that all your effort was meaningless. Those moments ask a single question: who will you choose to become now? That question matters far more than what just happened. Because events happen to everyone, responses belong only to you. Imagine two people walking through the same storm. Both are soaked by the rain. Both face the same wind. Both experience the same hardship. One becomes bitter. The other becomes wiser. The storm did not create the difference. Their response did. That is why Marcus Aurelius never measured a man by what happened to him. He measured him by what he became because of what happened. Every response is a vote for the person you are becoming. Every calm reaction strengthens discipline. Every honest decision strengthens integrity. Every courageous action strengthens confidence. Every excuse strengthens weakness. Little by little, your responses become your habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. This is why self-discipline was never about controlling your feelings. It was about refusing to let your feelings control your actions. Your response becomes your identity. Choose it carefully, because the quality of your life will never rise above the quality of your responses. Now, step back and look at these three controls together. Individually, they are powerful. Together, they become almost impossible to break. The connection up to this point, these three Stoic controls may seem like separate ideas. They are not. Marcus Aurelius never saw them as independent practices. He saw them as a single chain. Miss one link, and the entire chain becomes weaker. Imagine someone insults you. The words enter your ears. That is where the first control appears. Attention. Will you keep feeding those words with your attention? Or will you let them pass? Whatever receives your attention grows stronger. What you ignore slowly loses its power. But attention alone is not enough. Now comes the second control. Judgment. You ask yourself, what do these words actually mean? Do they prove that you are worthless? Or do they simply reveal the opinion of another human being? The event has not changed, only your interpretation has. That interpretation will determine everything that follows. Now comes the final control, response. Will you react with anger? Will you seek revenge? Will you spend the next week replaying the moment in your mind? Or will you answer with patience, wisdom, and self-respect? Notice what just happened. The insult never controlled your emotions. Your attention did. Your judgment shaped those emotions, and your response transformed them into character. This is why Marcus Aurelius remained calm while others lost control. He never tried to command the actions of other people. He commanded the process happening inside himself. Attention, judgment, response, again and again, until it became part of who he was. That is how an unbreakable mind is built, not through one extraordinary decision, but through thousands of ordinary moments. Every criticism, every disappointment, every unexpected setback, each one becomes another opportunity to strengthen the same invisible chain. First, protect your attention. Then, examine your judgment. Choose your response. Repeat that process long enough, and something remarkable begins to happen. The world around you may remain just as chaotic as before. People may still criticize you. Life may still surprise you. Problems will continue to appear, but they will no longer have direct access to your peace, because they must first pass through the 3 controls you now refuse to surrender. And that changes everything. What Marcus Aurelius discovered was never just 3 separate habits. He discovered a formula that can transform the way any man faces life. The Stoic Formula. If you remember only one thing from this entire video, remember this: Marcus Aurelius did not become unbreakable because life was kind to him. He became unbreakable because every challenge passed through the same invisible process. First, he controlled his attention. He refused to give his mind to distractions, fear, or the opinions of people who couldn't shape his character. Then, he controlled his judgment. He reminded himself that events carried no meaning until he decided what they meant. Only after that did he choose his response. Never before, never in anger, never under the control of fear. That simple order changed everything, because attention shapes judgment. Judgment shapes response. Response shapes character, and character shapes destiny. That is the Stoic Formula. Control your attention. Control your judgment. Control your response. Protect your character. Become unbreakable. Notice something remarkable. There is not a single step in that formula that depends on luck. None of it depends on money. None of it depends on your past. None of it depends on other people. Every part of it belongs to you. That is why no one can ever take these 3 controls away. People may criticize you. They may reject you. They may misunderstand you. Life may become difficult. The future may remain uncertain. But every single day, you still decide what deserves your attention. You still decide what meaning you give to events. You still decide how you respond. That is real freedom, not controlling circumstances. Controlling yourself within every circumstance. This is why Marcus Aurelius remained calm while empires trembled around him. His strength never came from controlling Rome. It came from controlling the only kingdom that truly belonged to him, his own mind. Master these 3 controls long enough, and one day people will say that you are mentally strong, emotionally disciplined, calm under pressure, unbreakable. They will never see what made that possible. They will only see the result. The formula was always invisible. The transformation never is. The video began with a simple question. What if almost everything you're trying to control is the reason you've lost your peace? Now you know the answer. Most of the things you spend your energy trying to control were never yours to command. Not other people's opinions, not tomorrow's outcome, not the economy, not the past, not the future. Marcus Aurelius understood that a peaceful life does not begin when the world finally becomes predictable. It begins the moment you stop asking life to obey you and start asking yourself to become stronger. That is why he remained calm while others panicked. Not because he faced fewer problems, because he stopped fighting the wrong battles. Every day, he returned to the same 3 controls: his attention, his judgment, his response. Everything else, he allowed life to handle. Imagine how different your life would feel 1 year from now if, instead of trying to control everything around you, you simply mastered those 3 things. How many arguments would no longer disturb you? How much criticism would lose its power? How many sleepless nights would disappear? How much stronger would your character become? Real strength has never been measured by how much power you have over other people. It has always been measured by how much power you have over yourself. That is why Stoicism continues to change lives more than 2,000 years later. Because human nature hasn't changed. We still chase certainty where none exists. We still waste energy on things beyond our control. And we still underestimate the extraordinary strength that comes from mastering ourselves. So do not try to practice all three controls perfectly tomorrow. Choose one. Guard your attention more carefully. Question your judgments more honestly. Choose your responses more deliberately. Small decisions repeated consistently become character, and character quietly becomes destiny. If this video changed the way you think about control, subscribe to the Discipline Code. Every week, we explore timeless Stoic wisdom to help you build self-discipline, emotional control, resilience, and an unbreakable mind. And tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself one question. What is still within my control? Begin there. Everything else can wait. Because Marcus Aurelius never became unbreakable by controlling the world. He became unbreakable by mastering the only kingdom that had ever truly belonged to him, his own mind. One day, that kingdom can become yours as well.